Here I am talking about The Sims again. There's a few more things maybe that I would like to say. Here we have this character. I'm holding a microphone, so I need to use my hand, but my right hand is unavailable. Okay, this nurse character is a nurse, right? That's what I said. So this nurse, presumably her job is to heal people. I imagine it's, people have an unhealthy body and you make it healthy in some way, right? That's more or less the thing. What I'm finding fascinating about this, there's a few angles. First is she's looking upwards. None of these are. She's looking upwards in a, how would you say, a diagonal. None of the other characters that I can see look in any diagonal except for this person. This person's also looking in diagonal down. So this person seems to be looking at this person. These people seem to be looking at each other in diagonal. Okay. Crossing this central area, which is the house or the Sims, the title of the game, whatever the title of the game is here, and whatever it means here. Of course, it's interesting because this person is a thief, stereotypically dressed as a thief or a robber. And so a thief tends to steal people's wealth. People are doing good, they've got their wealth, let's say, and this person steals the wealth away from them, in some way making them unhealthy in some way. What I mean is they're taking energy away from people, right? This would have brought sort of food and clothing or whatever. This would have been the lives of the people, and this person takes this energy away. So this person looking at this person, I find there is maybe a resonance here between the person who takes energy away and the person who brings energy back, looking at each other. Okay, whatever that means. Another axis we could look at is this person clearly has a mask and a disguise. The idea of this disguise is to hide. You're trying to hide from other people. So you're trying to prevent other people from entering into contact with you. In fact, not only are you trying to prevent people from entering into contact with you, you're trying to prevent people from seeing you or finding you or touching you or getting close to you. You want to be totally isolated and alone while you're doing this. Not only that, but also you are, again, because you're robbing something from someone, you're stealing something from someone, so you're, let's say, cutting your ties to the other person. This is not about sharing, let's say. Whereas here we have an image that seems to be the opposite of this. Two people who are seeing each other very intimately. In fact, it could be. There are several things that are happening here. On the one hand, these people are very, very close. They're touching. They're not separating. They're not running away from one another. This is the opposite energy. This is the energy of running away. This person seems to be on the run. These people are not on the run. They're precisely very close, seeking each other, finding each other. This person is going away from someone. And again, presumably whoever they've robbed the money from, they will probably not enter into contact with that person again. So it's a total isolation, cutting ties with a person. Right, so we're establishing ties, closer ties than before, right? So this person is cutting ties, this is establishing ties of some kind. Here, There is also, again, this relationship between the mask. Here, identity is hidden. Here, identity is. One could say that it's not hidden in the sense that these people are opening up to one another. Like, see me fully, see me for who I am. It's the icon of love as some sort of vulnerability, non-hiding. I'm opening myself to you. You can see me in all my glory, kind of thing. I'm not going to hide anything from you. That's the icon, at least, of love in this image. So that's one thing about this. We've got also this guy, that guy. Maybe we need to do another run through of the trailer. Is that the case? Do we need to do another run through of the trailer? Maybe we do. I'm gonna cut it at that then. Here we are again. This is our second run through of this game. First of all, the frame is established. Now I know how to go frame by frame, speaking of frames, because I learnt it in a comment. So, yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. And okay, what's this? We've learned how to go frame by frame. Thank you for that comment. That's very helpful. I've discovered the amazing new tool that lets me do this, and we're going to discover what this means for The Sims right now. What this means for me, well, first of all, is that I can literally just go slow if I want to. It's a bit annoying. A hole opens up in the building, and we see through it. This is a key ingredient in The Sims, I think. A hole opening through. We don't see the walls of the house. The whole game of The Sims is based on that idea, isn't it? WAMP, right? In that the house is something you can directly look into. Intimacy is established with the interior. Whoever we are viewing this house obtain total sort of intimacy with it. Anyway, let's continue. And of course, first of all, the image we get is one of a TV. We're looking at something. So we're looking at something. I'm intrigued also by the icon of the fish. This appears later on. I may just do a quick run through and we can see what happens. So yeah, the house is opened. Okay, it's closed. It gets bigger and bigger, the house. There's a variety of different things that happen. The variety of different things that happens increases, almost you could say. There is different emotions right now. They're fighting. A variety of joy and something like that. And here, pure entertainment. This is more of a theme of partying, having fun. We have several shots then of games, you could say, games being played. Now there really is a lot of people. It's like a full house party. And now the absolute opposite of a full house party, going to a intimate little spot and having some alone time. So we have gone from the house being full to a secluded spot being found within the house. Okay. The house is created, falls down, and we just see the shadow of it, and it creates this scene. The scene, first of all, is us looking at a TV, at a screen, and presumably we're going to be able to see this screen in some way. What this screen means to us and what it's saying. This painting seems to accompany us throughout the movement. It's almost as if the game is saying, yeah, the house changes, but the true heart of the house is always there, the heart of the house continues. Like it's a metaphor for saying, okay, yeah, we're always going to carry our little mementos with us. You know, we may move from a small house to a big house, but this family painting or whatever that's always been with us, and it's always accompanied us, and it always signifies that it's us, you know, and it's our family, and it's the same thing. This thing constantly accompanies the house in some way. Now, of course, looking at it again, I realize this does seem to be the same mixer we see in a future scene. This is the same living room where we later have lunch. Oh God, okay, I'm really bad at this. I had not realized these are the same people. These are just the same people. This is the girl we see later, and this is the parents. So this guy's making coffee, and she's just retrieved something from the fridge. And see, that's interesting because just a small little detail, wondering whether this is of any importance. Look at this. Dum 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 dum. The pizza delivery person fuses into the mother retrieving the food. So we have roles being played by different people. What the hell is he doing? He seems to be looking at a screen. It's a tiny screen. Is it a screen? It's definitely an object, some sort of an object he's looking at. And something that might come in handy later. I hesitate to mention it now because it may be too much information to process in one single video. But I think that this may look grainy on your screen, but you can look at the original trailer and see that these are flies. We're going to get a good look at this. Right? So you can see, just going to go back quicker. Okay, I don't even focused on that, but these these pixels are moving in a way that indicates flies. These pizzas are rotten, and yet we bring a new pizza. Okay, whatever that means. Is this guy? I'm curious now. Is he the father? He seems to be the same guy. Okay, so I had not noticed this. That's interesting. This is like an actual story being told. This is the same guy. So he's alone. Clearly, he's having some sort of alone time. Maybe his family is gone, right? The child's at school and his wife is away as well. And he's home alone watching TV and letting the pizzas rot. So there's something about that kind of state of being. Something's happening here. Fire. Ha! She's laughing at the fire. She seems to be cackling at the fire. Ha ha ha, right? Okay. So, lots of strange different things. We're going to just let them be and watch a little bit more of this. These people, I'm assuming, yeah, it's the same people. We see them fight. There's this big instance of fighting suddenly that happens. From fun to fight. Aha. Again, I'm starting to recognize there are similar characters here. Let's go back further. And so I may be hallucinating. I wonder what you think. This guy seems to have his head slightly slanted to the right. Am I correct? If that's the case, it seems he's looking at this. That's impossible in a way, because I don't think The Sims had that level of visual sophistication, The Sims 1. So he could be drawing a painting of anything. He could be drawing a painting directly from his imagination, or looking out the window and drawing the scenery, or looking at the fish and drawing them. However, if he's looking at the fish and drawing them, if that's what's happening, just for the sake of it, let's imagine that's what's happening, because one thing I can tell is, first of all, here is our trustworthy painting. This is our colorful painting. This painting, again, I don't know what it is, but it's an expanse of space and some colorful balls. Right here we have the same idea, an expanse of space with colorful balls, and maybe you could say that this is sort of the same, an aquarium. I'm extending my welcome here, but I just wanted to mention that. I'm intrigued also by the fact that the kid presumably playing computer games, is in line with the person drawing this painting, which is intriguing to me simply because there is a point here where this is happening. And this is very strange. Also, I think these two people seem to be painting paintings, but they're fighting, and they've got this painting behind them. We don't know what they're painting, but their painting is in line with this other painting. I think she is the person, judging from this face here, who earlier was laughing at the fire. I think the fire is here. Is this correct? It could be anyone really, but I feel like she's the person who's laughing at the fire. So she seems to be portrayed in situations of what would you call competition, or sort of trying to get into some sort of a fight with people. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know the intentions exactly, but what the scenes seem to be depicting is scenes in which there is a conflict, in this case between two women, and they're kind of having some sort of conflicting situation. I mean, obviously, yeah, there's a lot that I'm just interpreting myself. Our trustworthy painting is here again. Anyway, so this fight, I don't know where this fight leads us, but this corresponds directly then with the emergence of video games. Like, we get just a bigger scene of people playing games and having fun. Painting, playing games, playing video games, watching TV, ha ha ha, fun, right? And this. Am I wrong in assuming that these are the two women who, again, she was putting out the fire in the first scene and she was laughing at her, I think? So presumably they're friends. Maybe the competition isn't so intense, but we were seeing, so they're talking. I wonder what she's talking about. I don't know. Interesting. This person with the pink hair is doing some sort of yoga pose. Right, I thought this was a kid, but maybe this is like an adult. It doesn't really matter. But this guy with the pink hair seems to be the same person. He's moving his body wildly, and here he's also moving his body. Funny. A lot of stuff in that party scene, I'm afraid. The conversations about Lincoln confuse me. I don't know what to say about that, but that's intriguing. Okay. Yeah, parties. We've gone toward parties. So the trailer starts with something else. It starts with slightly more daily life kind of situations, and then it's almost as if now we're seeing a depiction of the weekend, right? And the weekend. I mean, I would be curious to see how many transitions this trailer has, because if it has like 7 transitions, then we might be able to read it as the 7 days of the week, and this might be like literally the weekend or something. We have several transitions still. Okay, sure. Let's look at the dancing. This is getting really like wealthy. This becomes like a super wealthy house. This is another transition. I mean, obviously the first house was already wealthy as well. I mean, it's a big house in the middle of a field, but it gets even wealthier. What the hell? That's very quick. Oh, funny. Okay, so the guy with the blue hair, with the pink hair, now has blue hair. His pinkness has been transfused into this lamp. He's given the lamp his pinkness. That's nice. Are they both juggling together? No, I think this person's just clapping. Okay, why not? More Lincoln. Oh, and the lamp it's the same lamp, so it almost... yeah. Okay. Who knows? The dustbin is in effect here. I don't know what action was being performed on the dustbin. Hello, welcome, kissing. And I assume, oh, that's interesting. This, well, it could be different, someone different, but this seems to be the same white striped t-shirt that the father was wearing in the first scene. So this is either the same couple as before, or a new couple, or some sort of extramarital affair. It's hard to tell. Yeah, okay, let's just go around again. Fall down and there's a shadow. We find this building, we enter into it. We see all this. We're looking at the painting. So the painting's interesting. The painting is very beautiful and it's filled with blue little, not blue balls, it's filled with like red balls. It's filled with red balls and different colored balls. So the multicolored nature of this is interesting. Wham! The increase in the house's size seems to be accompanied with a slight increase in sun. Isn't it? Yeah, maybe not. No, it's just a color change. I thought the sun was shining brighter. This is funny. I'm not entirely sure what this is. Why is he sitting here with some bad pizzas? And of course, this rotten food, the theme of rotten food comes up later. Because rotten food is what happens later on when they have lunch. Well, first of all, this could count as rotten food in the sense that they're clearly cooking food and the food is dying. Whatever they're cooking is gone. It's goodbye to this food. You know, you're not going to be able to eat it. This is some bad food, and it's associated here to burning. And here, I can't help but imagine that this could have some, especially when it's accompanied with the milk bottle icon. It feels as if we're talking about food that is not wanting to be eaten. It's a food that's not wanting to be eaten, or something like that. Like, you should eat your food. You should eat your vegetables, kind of thing. Or maybe the food is not nice. Whoever cooked it did a bad job or something. So a lot of food in the first scene. Fighting. It's just this introduction of fighting. It's very interesting because we had previously not had that much fighting between them. Suddenly it's as if this experience with the bad food leads us to an experience of fighting, which leads us back to this, whatever this is. This is clearly entertainment. The beds are being highlighted here in both scenes. So maybe this person is going to bed. Someone's going to bed. Water becomes an issue, whereas fire was an issue before. Of course, we have a contrast between fire and water here, as in the cooking of food again in a fireplace. Nakedness. Yeah, okay, no, let's just go back again. Yeah, there's this introduction of water suddenly, right? The waterfall, the swimming pool falls down onto the ground from the earth. And suddenly we have a swimming pool, and we have access to swimming pools of different kinds, not just the big one, but small ones, fountains, decorative water of different kinds. Okay. We introduce more chimneys. And there's a lot of kissing here. Like in the second scene, there seems just to be a lot more kissing, a lot more kind of sex, and dimming the lights sort of thing. The end of the day, the end of the week kind of idea. Anything here? I think these two are the couple from the beginning. At least maybe, they're wearing the same shirt at any rate. Hard to know what to say about this, really. It is very confusing. What is this? Why would you place the TV here? Anyway, I find that funny. She's looking at her watch, it seems. Like, what's the time? That might be important later on. Oh, what's the time? And they meet with someone. Aha. You're here. You weren't here. I looked at the time and you're here. Arrival. A person arriving. Hey, a person arriving. People meeting each other. They're waiting for one another. They meet. Hello. You're here. That's the very end of the video. Hello. Hello, and then intimacy. And this intimacy tends to be, again, secluded. This is bobbing up and down in the... Okay, I'm going to jump to this random spot. What is this? Okay, am I tripping? I'm not, I don't think. She's the person who was laughing at the person whose food went on fire. I think she's the wife of this guy. Again, I'm assuming this basically because of the clothes, and the hairstyle. But I'm not entirely sure because the clothes are changing all the time. But it seems like these guys are the couple. Of course, it would be hastier to assume these two are a couple, but there seems to be some sort of mixing here. Like, we're going to have fun, we're going to divide the couples together and dance. Wham, bam. New fireplace, 2 chimneys, wham. Oh, and now suddenly we have a gate. Okay. Right, so yeah, this is them. This is our original family people. Or are they? Who's this? This is the... Okay. Okay, wait. Are we literally being shown an extramarital affair? I think we are, aren't we? This guy with the pink shirt is this guy, and he's kissing this person, I think, who seems to be aligned as a wife character in the early scenes to this guy. I may be just tripping here. I just find it interesting. It's funny that's happening. So these are the guys that seem to be making out here. And again, as I thought, yeah, exactly. So this is definitely, I think her hair is longer and a bit more black. And this seems to be the husband from the first scene. She seems to be the woman who was laughing at the fire. They seem to be kissing. So maybe we literally are being shown some sort of... I mean, I'm very hasty in saying it's an extramarital affair. I don't know if they're married. I don't know if they're family. I don't know if it's an open relationship. It's not really like... I'm not interested. It's not for me to judge. It's just that I'm not even interested in judging it. I'm just interested in finding the patterns here. Very intriguing how this is happening. It feels like this trailer literally is showing us some sort of couple swapping situation. Of course, again, I mean, I am being very hasty because the whole trailer is not just a couple swapping, but a reality swapping trailer, because we get different shots of the same house, clearly in very different ways. Like, all of these rooms can't possibly belong to the same house. And all these people can't possibly belong to the same house either, because... Well, I mean, they could, but it's very fluid. It doesn't seem like the house has any kind of structure. It's changing constantly. So maybe the relationships between the people are changing constantly. In fact, that might be one of the main themes of The Sims, isn't it? The house, you can change the house as much as you want. And you can also play around with the relationships between the Sims that you're playing as much as you want. So The Sims is basically a simulation of total freedom, total material and relational freedom in some way. And maybe the trailer wanted to show that. You're seeing total sort of freedom of materiality and relationship in action. Things changing fluidly, constantly. And you're looking inside and outside. It's funny also to me, I just can't help notice that this gets introduced. This is like one of the final additions to our house. One of the final additions to our house is we get this double-winged situation where we have a left wing and a right wing. The fence. So this marks off, it delimits this space and creates a marking off. It creates a space, as does this little situation here. What's this called? A fence. Again, this is also called a fence. So we also have a fence here that fences off this. Funny, because a fence in general looks like what a lot of the walls in The Sims look like anyway, which is the walls in The Sims, once you're looking inside a house, they become this lowland little nub of land and create a space for you to look in. And this space, then we have this happening. So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. We create this space in which for something to happen. Something happens that's very different from the beginning of the film. And it can happen because it has a space for it to happen. This space is very fluid, of course, but hey, zoom out. Okay, I'll stop talking about this now. I don't think there's much else I can say about it. Yeah, okay, bye. But I do feel like maybe mentioning this a little bit more now, because we do have these people kissing here. That seems to be important to the theme of The Sims. So we need to look at that, the ways in which kissing may be something important, and therefore kissing and what kissing implies, perhaps the creation of families, of relationships, of situations of intimacy of different kinds, and whatever that comports, whatever that implies for us and for The Sims. So yeah, we need to keep on looking at that, I think. So yeah, okay, goodbye. That's probably enough. Bye, bye. See you, bye. Bye.